check.
That's your water.
Next up are the South Carolina Gamecocks, represented by head coach Chad Holbrook and student athletes John Jones, Alex Destino, and Josh Reagan. Coach Holbrook, please make an opening statement.
Well, first, things didn't look good for us on Friday night. I think someone told me after that game we have about a 7% chance to win our regional based on the history of the tournament. And I didn't mention that to our team just because I felt like they felt pretty good about themselves when they showed up to the park on Saturday. And I was going to use it as motivation, but I didn't say anything. And we had some good things happen to us, obviously, over the course of the weekend. And I have a group of guys that just don't quit. They believe in the uniform they're representing. There's something special about that Gamecock spirit when it comes to putting on a baseball uniform. And they fought back in it and found a way to win the thing. And I couldn't be more proud of my team. UNC Wilmington is as physical and good an offensive team as we've faced all year. And they're coached great. I think the world of Mark Scaff, Randy Hood, Matt Williams, all those guys. They've had a great year. And, if we were having to play at Wilmington, the shoe might be on the other foot. But we got to play at home, and our fans were incredible. That's what a home field environment's all about. And, that's why every regular season game is important, because when you get a chance to play at home and you get your fans behind you, atmospheres like that help you win. And our fans were awesome. Our players were awesome. Our pitchers, incredible. It was just a true team effort. Today, yesterday, Sunday, Saturday. We just honestly we've played our tails off, and we beat some darn good teams to do it. So we're going to enjoy this one for a couple hours, and we'll get ready for the next step tomorrow.
Questions for student athletes?
John, how good did it feel not only to be asked to pinch hit in that situation, but to get it done?
Just like you'd imagine, Coach believed me to go in there in a pretty big spot to, kind of give us a little more edge going in the ninth, and always feels good getting hits, driving runs.
Alex, from where you guys were Friday to now, what do you feel like you guys proved this weekend?
I guess honestly that we're just a real hard group to beat, both mentally and out on the field. I love my team to death. Even after we lost that game, we were in the locker room and we were like, guys, we're not done. We were obviously a little embarrassed, not necessarily embarrassed, but we underachieved what we wanted to do. But we realized our goals, and we achieved those goals. Now it's time to keep making those, and I'm very excited to do that with these guys.
And John, also this last month and a half after such a hot start, what was that like for you to, be going up there and not producing well, and then finding yourself on the bench?
Again, it's just, you go up there and you're really not trying to think about it, but as far as getting benched, that's just the way it goes. If you're not hitting, somebody right behind you ready to hit, and they come in and hit, nothing you can do about that. It's a team sport, and I'm glad to see it, and we're winning games. That's what matters to me.
Josh, at what point this weekend did you guys realize that y'all had a chance to pull off the 4 wins and come out of the loser?
From game one, we knew we had the chance to beat any team that comes into this park. We got beat on the first game, but that didn't stop us. We knew if we put everything together and we pitched and we hit and we stay as a team, stay together, we could beat anybody.
Alex, for you, this team, this program has that win anyway philosophy. You look up and down the lineup, it seemed everyone and anyone was contributing. What does it say about the makeup of this team, and how much do you guys embody that win anyway slogan that you guys, and mantra that you guys preach all the time?
Well, that all starts with our coaching staff, the decisions that they make, the order that they hit us in. That's all has a lot of thought put into it before the game. So that's where everything starts. But when it comes down to it, it's how we carry out our business on the field. And the last 4 games have been a lot of fun. And this regional, I think we learned a lot about our team. And I think that what we learned is nothing but a lot of momentum going forward into the Super Regional.
for all of y'all. Y'all knew this was going to be a 2:00 game on a Tuesday. So when y'all came and saw the 7,000 people here, the largest crowd of regional, just what did that mean to y'all?
It was awesome.
It was sweet.
Yeah, the fans were huge all weekend. They're
It's tight.
Oh, sweet's better.
sweet.
We have some nice bosses that live in Columbia, allowed them to come out of work. It was incredible. I know I'm speaking out of turn, but we don't win with. I mean, the fans are incredible, and I know I was a little bit of a crybaby early in the year, urging them to help us a little bit more, but that's what I meant, and they can make it hard on an opponent, and they sure did this weekend.
Alex, was there a sense with this team that if you guys could crack Foster, that bullpen was pretty vulnerable?
Honestly, I mean, that kid, what he did today was that was really cool. What he managed to do. The fact that he threw a great game the other day and then came back to face us was pretty special for him. So I know that might have been the last time he'll pick up a baseball. So that's very big for him. But once we got past him, I mean, a great arm. Every time you can get into the bullpen, I know that's kind of it takes a little bit away from the other team, the momentum that they have. So once we got in the bullpen, we just continued to do work, and that just carried out throughout the entire game.
Josh, do you feel like you guys kind of showed off the pitch and depth that you've had all year?
Yeah, we've had depth all year. We displayed it this weekend, but the pitching, the depth has been with us all season long, and it got us to this point. And it doesn't matter who we run out there. You saw Clark, you saw Braden. They haven't come out the pen all year, and they came in 2 strikes, got outs, and we won the game. So we've had depth all year long, and it's been huge for us.
John, what's been your approach over the last month and a half? Extra time in the cage, the same kind of work. What have you been doing to try to get out of it?
Honestly, just letting the ball get deep and trying to use other field probably doesn't look like I've been trying to. But, when things don't go your way, it gets harder and harder. And I've definitely taken more swings, which I think was kind of a negative downside. I kind of beat myself up. I think that's where it really kind of snowballed for me.
Alex, you dropped the opener against Rhode Island. You're in a tie game in the 9th against Duke, and Hunter Taylor's double goes off the bag, and you've been pouring runs on people ever since. I mean, was that the moment that allowed this team to maybe just take a breath and sort of swing the bat the way you know you guys can do it?
Yeah, I mean, that was a huge moment for our team, our program, and a huge moment for Hunter. He obviously he's not been doing what he's wanted to do this year, but him being my roommate, I've been very close to him through the whole process, and he's been nothing but an unbelievable teammate. And so seeing that couldn't have happened to a better person. And so, I mean, we obviously built off that momentum and kind of rolled from there. So right now we're a very fun offense to watch.
Do you guys feel like you've found kind of what was working for you at the beginning of the season offensively and kind of ready to carry that forward into the rest of the postseason?
I mean, obviously we feel very good where we are right now, but we know Oklahoma State's going to roll in a lot of really, really powerful, talented arms. So we kind of got to keep the same momentum that we have had and just kind of keep the same approach.
Guys, I know that the schedule kind of had you guys playing a lot of games, but were you able to look at Oklahoma State at all, read up on them? Do you know anything about what you'll be facing starting Saturday?
I have no idea. I was worried about this regional. So we were worried about what we had to get done, and now that we did the job, I guess we can go ahead and look to see what we got coming up. Thanks.
Chad, you mentioned mid-season that even when John was going through a slump, you were going to keep putting him in there. Didn't use him this weekend except a pinch hit. Just how difficult was that for you and for him, and how was he able to handle it?
Well, I'll be honest with you. It's been tough on me and him, but because I know when he's John Jones and he's got a fresh, clear mind, I know he's one of our best hitters. And but he hasn't had a clear mind the last couple of weeks. And as much as I wanted him to get it going, it was just time to put, TJ in there and let him go. But I knew I had him on the bench, and I wasn't going to hesitate to use him. And sometimes, coming off the bench is the best thing for a kid that struggles because you don't have time to beat yourself up. And, You can get in the bullpen. You can help some guys out. You can be a good teammate, and you don't think about the negative. And literally, I mean, I was bad coaching in a way today because I pinch hit him late. He didn't have time to think. I mean, it was like he was in the bullpen, and all of a sudden Hunter's up there, and I was like, we need a lefty. I got to get Jones in here. And I thought he was beside me, and he was in the bullpen. And he didn't have time to think. He just had a full-fledged sprint into the dugout, got a bat, got a helmet, went up there and swung. And maybe if we can do that more often, clear his mind, he'll get back to who he is. But couldn't be prouder of him because he's been through a lot, and he's handled it like a pro. And I know he's one of our better hitters, but he's been through a tough stretch. This game will humble you, and it's humbled him. And but it was great to see him help us win that game today.
Chad, you've talked all year about how close this group is. Do you feel like, I guess, what you saw tonight kind of confirmed the type of guys you have in the locker room as far as coming out and winning 4 days?
You know, I told them before the game today that win, lose, or draw today, I'm going to be proud of them. You know, they've energized me when I needed energizing, to be honest with you. And it's been really, really neat to coach a group that's as close-knit, tough, works hard, stays together, and believes in each other. And that's neat to be around. Whether you win or whether you lose, it's neat to be around that. And they've had that infectious attitude all year. And you know, they and then they exhibited that Gamecock spirit today and all weekend after we lost the first one. And they you know, we can be difficult to beat here, and when we play well and we get the crowd going, and we played at a high level for 4 straight games. We played about as good as we could play.
The pitching today, did it go kind of as scripted for you with how you were able to get 4 out of Widener and then go to Reagan, and did it all just kind of fall into place as you envisioned it?
Almost perfect. And you know, and we wrestled with it now. I mean, we wrestled with it. We came that close to starting Reagan this morning, and we just wanted to get off to a good start. And I wanted to have some power stuff at the end of the game, and so we thought about starting him. And but that being said, Taylor was special. One of his best outings, and obviously with the season on the line, his velocity was great. His location was great. He's learned how to pitch this year instead of just throw. And then Reagan did what Reagan did. Got a little tired there at the end, but Reagan kept him off balance. It's hard to see 96, and then all of a sudden a guy coming in there throwing 75-mile-an-hour changeups. It's hard. And that gave him a totally different look. And it worked out perfect. I mean, you know, it worked out perfect because the kids threw well, not because we made the right decision. It worked out perfect because the kids threw their tails off and played their tails off. And, you know, we look awfully smart up here as coaches when they do that. And but it was really nothing that we did. It was they executed and played and pitched, and they played like Gamecocks.
You said after the Duke game that you wanted your players to take a breath, that maybe they were pressing and trying too hard, and something happened, something clicked after that. Did you say something? Did something happen in the clubhouse?
That double down the line that Hunter Taylor hit the bag, something weird happened. It was like, oh, we got a break. Oh, we can be ahead in the game here in the regional. Something happened. I don't. They just started feeling good about themselves in that moment, and not only that, it was the person that did it. That had a lot to do with it, because I got 35 players on our team, 27 dressed, and 34 of them are huge Hunter Taylor fans. And the 27 that dressed 26 are huge Hunter Taylor fans. And the fact that he got that hit in that moment, that had a lot to do with turning the momentum around of this whole weekend. No doubt in my mind about that.
You had 3 infielders playing really well for 2 spots, and then a hot catcher. You know, what went into the decision to start Hunter Taylor and also DC over LT, and obviously those were.
You know, I love our infielders. I wanted to play LT today so bad, and but something kept telling me that I might need LT late in the game with a runner on third and less than 2 outs. He never strikes out. He'll get that guy in. And DC was 6 for 8 yesterday, so it's hard to sit that guy down, and we know what a defender he is. So it was just a gut feel, it was, when there's doubt and there's a wash between a decision, I just went with the older guy. But it wasn't because I really wanted to be honest. I wanted to play them both. And Hunter just got the team going against Duke. He got the team going, and he caught with such energy and in passion, and he got the pitchers going. And you guys can't hear all his verbal encouragement that he gives, from pitch to pitch down on the field. But he helped our pitchers throw well. And after I saw that against Duke, I didn't really want to take him out. And we got 3 really good catchers, and I'm as proud of Hunter as I've been of any player I've ever coached, because you guys know that there's no separation of talent between the other 3 guys. He just got the raw end of the he just got the short end of the stick, but he handled it like a pro. And lo and behold, when we needed him most, he came up big.
You talked about pitching kind of going near perfect for you guys. Just what was the decision to bring in Clark and Braden late and maybe save a Reed Scott who's only thrown 7 pitches?
Well, we just wanted power stuff at the end of the game. And it wasn't like we didn't have confidence in Reed, but, it's very rare to see 95, 96, 97 miles an hour. It's hard. It's hard to hit. And I'm sure Wilmington saw it at some point this season before they played us, but they saw a lot more of guys like Reed Scott and Josh Reagan and those kind of things. That's so we have a few power guys, and it takes a lot of pressure off your defense when they're throwing well, because they get strikeouts and swings and misses and that kind of thing. But we had Reed ready. If Braden had walked the first guy or second guy and we got first and second, we were going to go right to Reed. And we'd have felt good about that too, because a veteran guy that throws strikes, they were going to have to hit him. And we could use our great defense at that point. But I felt, when Braden came out the Duke game, I felt like we might use him again. And he threw 50 pitches, and I don't know what the gun said, but he was throwing hard today. I mean, that ball was flying out of his hand, and impressive to watch that.
Chad, I know you've always embraced the great expectations of fans, but just within a given season, can you talk about how hard it is for a college baseball team to make a super regional?
Oh, God. I think I talked to Andrew yesterday, and when we made the final, or on Sunday, and I think some of the things that this program has represented from a tradition standpoint is mind-boggling to me. And it starts with Coach Tanner, obviously, but I think we've been out of the last 17 years, we've been in 16 regional finals. That's pretty hard. I mean, 16 out of 17 regional finals at least. And then, to get to the Super Regional, our percentage of getting to Super Regionals are pretty good too. And it's very, very difficult. And I will say this. There's a lot of parity now in college baseball. The teams are very, very close. You're seeing a lot more number 4s beat number 1s now than you did in the past, because everybody has a guy. Rhode Island had a guy. And a lot of other teams have guys that are really, really good. And it's just college baseball's a lot of universities, a lot of administrators are putting a lot of money into the sport. Coaches are working extremely hard at recruiting. There's a lot of good players all over the place, and it's as you say, it's a tall order to get to this point every year, and we've gotten here more times than not, and that's one of the things I'm proudest of about this baseball program.
DC homered today and hit almost 600 for the weekend. I guess how kind of unexpected was it coming into the weekend after him kind of struggling late, and then how important was it?
He was due something good to happen to him just because he's a great kid, and their game rewarded him for being a pro and handling things the right way. He's a joy to have on our team, whether he hits 150 or 350, and because he's so great to his teammates. He's just a great teammate, and I think he probably has as much respect in the locker room as any player that we have, and boy, it was awesome to see him swing the bat. He works hard, and it was great to see him drive some balls. And I think he just turned on the aggressive switch, which he didn't know where that was for the last couple months. And all of a sudden he started getting the bat off his shoulder and stopped hitting in 1-2 and 0-2 counts all the time. And, it's hard to hit with 2 strikes. And I think he finally said in his mind, enough's enough. I'm going to try not to get 2 strikes anymore. And got the bat off his shoulder, and good things happened for him.
How does throwing Clark and Braden today affect the way you can sort of align your pitching going into next weekend?
Well, Braden only threw 10 pitches, so, we'll bounce back. And the fact that we get to start Saturday, that helps. It's not going to be an easy turnaround, though. It's not going to be easy. We'll just see. We'll just take it, one day at a time. And it might not be the conventional order that we go on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, if we're lucky enough to play 3 games. We don't know. But we're in a pickle. We're in a bind a little bit, because they took a lot out of us. But I'm going to try to take it easy on them this week as best I can. And we'll see how they bounce back. But big boy Tyler, he might be ready. He had an extra day. We'll have a few guys that are fresh and ready to go.
You talked about entering the year that you had 13 or 14 guys vying for all these positions, and now these guys contributing this weekend. How tough of a job is it you go into the Super Regionals trying to figure out even more of that lineup now?
Yeah, I don't know if there's a perfect answer on who to play, especially when it comes to who to catch and who to play at second, because they're tit for tat. And I think, though, that depth helped us win. And LT's helped us win games this year. He certainly helped us win the Duke game. And all of our catchers have helped us win games. I mean, the depth has showed up this weekend, finally, and that was neat to see. So, I'm going to keep them all ready to play. And like I said today, I was going to if there had been a runner on third and 1 out and a nasty lefty was coming up, I might have hit LT for DC that moment, just because he has a knack of getting guys in and he makes contact. He has very few strikeouts. And so he was ready to go, and I was ready to play him. But the situation, we were ahead of the game, and then when you're ahead, you just play defense, And so, they're all going to be ready. I don't know who I'm playing Saturday. I'm just going to enjoy this one. I have no idea. I know I got a few good options, so.
We'll take 2 more. We'll go Ben and then Matt.
After Foster opens up with 3 perfect and efficient innings, what are you kind of feeling, and how important was it?
I thought it was going to be hard to score. I thought we were facing Blake Cooper. That's what I felt like. And, I was like, this guy's good. And, we just got a little momentum going. Gene led off that inning with the hit, and then all of a sudden the crowd got into the game. They made a couple miscues, and it helped us. And then just had a few big hits. The kid, I can see why he won 13 games. Was he leading the nation in wins? Close. I see why. And he wanted the ball through, I'm sure, because he's a great kid and he's full of guts. But I see why he's so good. We might not be sitting up here as a winner if we had to face him fresh. I thought he was something. And I see why he's won 13 times.
3 for 4, 3 runs, 3 RBIs for Madison after he had kind of struggled a little bit this weekend.
Well, and he's been struggling big time with runners in scoring position. It meant a lot to me that he came up big with some runners in scoring position. That was a big hit. I think off Foster still, the ball at the middle. It drove in a couple of runs, and he had a great day. And, yeah, he was struggling a little bit this weekend. But he made the pitcher come in the strike zone, and he's so big and explosive. When he forces the pitcher to throw strikes, he can do damage. And he did that today. Proud of him. Madison's he's playing out of position a little bit because he's a great team guy. He's a middle infielder at heart now, and a good one. But he's having to play first just because of our team. And he's one of our selfless guys. We got some selfless players that have represented this jersey the right way and not been about me. And that's why I've been so refreshed, re-energized to coach them. Not re-energized, energized to coach them, because they have stayed together and wanted to play for each other, and we've been a selfless group, and that's been special to be around. Thanks.
All right. Thank you all again for all your coverage. We do appreciate you covering this regional the entire week. We appreciate it. A couple notes. The credential list will roll over into the Super Regional, so if you've been credentialed for this, you don't have to send in your stuff again. So if you're not